Hello everyone, welcome to another Just Ride. I'm Rob Warner alongside Elliot Jackson, and today we've got a massive guest. If you're a fan of the road, it doesn't get much better than this. Jai Hindley, a 2022 winner of the Giro d'Italia. He's in action in it as we speak. We spoke to him just before it started, and I'm going to say it was pretty eye-opening, right?
It was very, very eye-opening. I mean, just so cool to hear, especially how he thinks of the team, right? Like Red Bull-BORA-hansgrohe. I mean, he talked about so much about the up-leveling, and there is a piece about nutrition that is insane.
Yeah.
It actually blew my mind.
Yeah, that's right. It's all changed, I think, a little bit over the last 5 years, as you said. It's amazing. We don't know much about the road, so it's blowing our minds. This is fantastic. Here is Jai Hindley. So today we're joined by one of the very best road cyclists in the world and a previous Giro d'Italia winner, which is ideal because today we're going to ask you all about it. Elliot and I used to make a living going downhill, but this guy goes almost as fast as quickly uphill. It's our pleasure to welcome Red Bull-BORA-hansgrohe rider Jai Hindley to Just Ride. Where are you? Whereabouts in the world are you?
Yo guys, thanks for having me. I'm in Lugano in Switzerland. I'm home at the moment. So yeah, just home in between races before the Giro kicks off.
And so where did you come from and why there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm originally from Australia. And I've been, living in Europe, I think, more or less full time since 2016 in various different countries. And yeah, I've ended up in Lugano in Switzerland, and no, I really like it, and yeah, it's a good place to live. Cheap Toblerone.
Yeah.
So Jai, we're speaking about a week away from the Giro. What does a typical week look like for you right now?
In the end, it's a pretty busy lifestyle, I would say, because you're constantly on the road. Yeah, I just finished racing Tour of the Alps, and then I have maybe a week and a half at home, and then I leave for Albania for the start of the Giro. You can always expect to be on the road, basically, as a cyclist. You're never really at home for long enough to do a big grocery shop, you know.
It's super interesting you say that because like when I was racing, we would have, you have like your big block of the off season. You can really like get into the training, really like dial in everything. Like you said, like go to your own shopping mall and your own groceries. And I always imagine road as, it's like so refined. And so how do you deal with that? Like being on the road, that seems like it would be almost impossible to like keep up the training regimen that you need to like perform at your level.
Yeah, for sure. It is very full on. But in the end, you have to really be passionate about it, and you have to really enjoy it. I think if you don't love it 100%, then it's going to be a bit of a grind.
Do you find it difficult being away? I guess, like any rider from Australia, and the same in mountain biking from the Southern Hemisphere, like you do have to come up north for our summer. Do you find it hard being away from Australia for massive amounts of time, or have you got used to it over the years?
I always used to really enjoy coming to Europe, even from a young age. But at the same time, I also really enjoy going back to Oz. I wouldn't say I miss it like crazy. Maybe when it's pissing down rain in the European winter, then I miss like the summer in Perth. But
yeah,
I would say I feel pretty at home in Europe also now.
So I wanna kind of get into what a training camp looks like. For me, I always just imagine just those long kind of like base rides and things like that. Is that what you guys are kind of doing right now in between events?
Yeah, we do, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks camp if it's at altitude, for example, can be that long. And we're pretty fortunate with our team. We have really good support when we're at the camp. We have multiple physios or soigneurs, mechanics, nutritionists, some coaches as well, among the group of riders. So we're always like super well supported, and basically you just go up to somewhere high where the air is really thin, and you just grind. You basically
what do
sounds
you
like
mean?
a holiday camp.
What do you mean? Like, what is that? Like, are you just like, I'm just imagining you guys doing like hill repeats. Are you doing like intervals?
How long do you go out for each day?
Yeah.
What is it?
There's no way to describe it. It's just grind. You just wake up, you grind, you go to bed, you wake up the
Bringing
next.
back some bad memories here.
Yeah, it's trying to. This is off time.
I had a Tour de France team manager, a rider that he was Le Mans Domestique actually in the Tour, and with all I was a downhiller on the cross country team really, and he said to the cross country riders, right, you've either got to be flat, horizontal, eating, or riding your bike, and I never forget that. That was it. That was how he saw like a professional road rider or a mountain biker.
Exactly, that's it. Like, don't stand if you can sit. Don't sit if you can lay down.
And is it still that discipline? Still insane? Is it like that?
I would imagine it's even more.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
For me, it's like that.
That's when you feel like you can make massive gains, is it, when you're at altitude?
Exactly, yeah. I think you can be at a pretty good level without it, but for me personally, I think I hit my best form after a good camp. Yeah, like I said, just grind for 3 weeks.
Sounds fun. You're really selling it.
Yeah, I'm not sugarcoating it at all.
And it's going to sign up.
I was almost about to become a pro road cyclist, and now I'm out. So like I said, we're going into the Giro d'Italia, and you're going to be supporting your teammate Primoz Roglic this year. Are you excited about that?
Yeah, for sure. We have a really good team. I think maybe one of the strongest in the race, and yeah, the aim is pretty clear. Like, we're going there to win. So I mean, it's really, really cool to be in a team with that mentality going into such a big race.
What is the difference kind of mentally for you, right? Like, you're a previous winner there, and now you're kind of supporting somebody else. Is there a lot of different prep, kind of mindset? Is it you like one or the other?
I mean, for me, I do everything the same as if I was going there to ride for myself. Like, prepare, train, everything as if I'm going there in my best possible shape, and then trying to do the job as best as I can to tell Primoz. And if it does go south for whatever reason, then
you'd step in.
I mean, yeah, we also have Danny Martinez who will be there. He was also second last year. But also the same for him. I mean, he will be there, ready to go, in good form. So yeah, if you do happen to lose your leader in the early parts of the race, it's super shit. I can tell you. I think I did a couple.
Is it? Oh yeah, it's not like, oh hey, it's now my turn. Then it doesn't work quite like that.
Depends on the situation. Yeah. But it's happened a couple of times when I've been at Grand Tours, and it's really like a big blow for the team, you know. Everyone also has to change mentally and refocus and, yeah.
Re-strategize, I suppose. Everything changes.
Exactly. For example, like on the Tour last year, we were all in for Primoz, and I think after... I can't remember which stage it was, but I think not halfway through, he crashed out. He crashed for a second time, like really hard, and then he pulled out, and then we had the whole team there. We had to refocus them to try go for a stage, which it's really tough, but in the end you have to do it, otherwise you're just there making up numbers.
And so what is that job like? Can you give me a little bit of a breakdown as to, you know, what that looks like day to day? Do you guys have a plan kind of going in, or is it all about kind of on the fly, listening to a radio or listening to him and what he needs.
And are you like his right-hand man? Is it now your role is to kind of look after Primoz? Is that what it is? Is that how it is?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, we're like a rider like me. I go there to support him in the mountains. Like that's my sort of terrain where I ride at my best and probably where I can help him the most. So yeah, like these peak epic mountain days, especially in the last week.
Real hard days.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in the last week there. I mean, it's always the Giro's typically really savage in the last week with mountain days. Like they really stack it in.
The third week.
Yeah.
The third week of a Grand Tour. It's hard to believe, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's long, eh? I mean, you're racing your bike for like 21 days, so it's I mean,
it's madness.
Yeah, you need a haircut like halfway through.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's crazy long. Do you think the length of the Grand Tours is too long, or are you happy with 3 weeks? Is that what a Grand Tour needs to be?
Oh man, it's got to be 3 weeks. I mean,
Really?
that's what makes it so unique, I think, from other sports or other races. I mean, I don't know. It's like a 3-week event. It's like pretty ludicrous when you think about it. It's like the best way to think of it is like a traveling circus. Actually, you go around, in Italy, France, or Spain. That's where the 3 different Grand Tours are. You sleep at a different hotel more or less every night. You race in a different area every day. I mean, it's
the conditions can change on those days so much with the altitude. It must be insane, right?
Yeah, everything. I mean, weather, roads can be different. For example, if you ride in the south of Italy, your ass is not in for a good time, I can tell you.
Is we're a week out from the Giro. Is it a daunting prospect, or is it? I mean, you've won it, you've done it before, or is it something that you just can't wait to get stuck into? But it's going to be a really hard 3 weeks.
Yeah, a bit of all of those, all the above. I mean, for sure, it's like, I don't know, I always feel a bit nervous because it is like one of the main goals that you train for all year. Yeah, it's pretty sick. If you're having good legs and you're enjoying yourself, and it's good fun. But if you're like, not riding great, or you're sick, or you crash or something, then then it can be pretty shit.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've won a Grand Tour. Like, is it? Are you perceived differently? I mean, it's pretty rarefied air.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, there's only 3 guys or potentially 3 guys that get to do it every year. So it is very prestigious. It's very like special, I would say. But no, I mean, it's just another bloke from Perth. You know what I
mean? That's really, really fast.
Yeah. In 2022, when you won the Giro, did you go there to win it? Were you like the number 1 rider on the team? Did you have domestiques around you, or I mean, was that the goal? Were you the number 1 rider then?
In 22, we actually went with three leaders.
3 leaders. What? And then it's the tour, the race kind of sorts out who then becomes the number 1 of those 3 or not.
Yeah, we sort of did it like this. So we had 3 guys like Wilco Kelderman, Emu Bookman, and myself as the leaders, and then we sort of agreed up front that the road would decide. And
no way. And the management are all right with that, because that might not be the best goal to get in, the winner, right? If you're all racing each other.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the team and depends who the guys are, who are like the protected leaders. If you have the right guys who don't have a big ego, can be happy to help. If the race falls apart, then it works. But if you have a guy who's just going to do his own race for 3 weeks, and it's then it can be tricky. But I mean, in this edition was probably the most fun I've had in a Grand Tour.
Was it when you won? Really, it was. Yeah, is that right? No, I mean, it feels like you might have gone harder than you ever gone. But I suppose you're in such good form and you were winning. It was. It felt mint.
Yeah, but it was like a really special team there. Like the riders that we had, also the staff, everyone that was involved. I mean, it was a really good vibe in general, I would say. It didn't feel like you were really racing your bike for 3 weeks. It felt like you were just hanging out with some good mates,
Yeah.
Doing a bit of racing on the side.
Yeah. What is it that makes this Grand Tour so unique?
I'm a bit biased, but I think it's the best one.
Why is that?
Do you? Do you prefer it to the Tour?
Yeah, for sure. I think if you asked, I don't know, 10 guys, probably 9 would say the Giro is their favorite.
No way.
Yeah. You race in Italy, it's like beautiful country. The people are super passionate about cycling, especially the Giro. The Tour is the Tour, the most prestigious, the most well-known, the most famous, the end goal, of cycling is like... But when you're actually there racing, it's very stressful. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of... I just feel like you can't... I myself, I've never enjoyed it as much as I have racing the Giro. And then you have the Vuelta, which is also a special one again. It's also super hard. It's later in the year. Yeah. You can have some guys really flying, you can have others completely cooked from the season. It's like a real mixed bag, but the Vuelta is also good fun, very unpredictable as well.
What do you think about kind of the picking and choosing of which tour people ride? Because like there's a couple of people like Tadej's out and Vingegaard is out like for the Giro, and they'll be focusing on the Tour. What is that like from a rider's perspective? You have opinions on that?
If I'm being completely honest, like it's quite hard to do something at the Tour these days.
Because of the domination of Pogacar and Vingegaard? Or...
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Well, yeah.
If I put it bluntly,
let's be honest. Let's put it out there. Yeah, I mean, they're unbelievable, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are really operating on another level,
Yeah.
On one hand, you have to believe in yourself and you have to always put yourself in the mixer to go for the win. But on another hand, you have to be realistic at some point. Like the last two years. So in 23, 24, I did the Tour, and I don't know, man. I sort of got like chewed up and spat out pretty hard.
Got the yellow jersey in 23 though, didn't we? It won a stage. It's not been all bad there.
Yeah, I mean...
That's amazing though. What was it like? I mean, I imagine as a road cyclist, there can't be any feeling that matches putting the yellow jersey on at the Tour de France. Is that true or not?
That was pretty insane. I think every rider more or less dreams of wearing the yellow jersey. I think it's like one of, if not the most prestigious jersey you can wear in cycling, and even only for 24 hours.
How does that rate against winning the Giro? Which do you see as the greater achievement?
I think winning the Giro. Because there's a bit of a backstory there. I mean, I was second in 2020, which was like a COVID year, so a bit like special, but I went back again to the Giro in 21 and had a bit of a shit run. Like the whole season was like pretty grim, like would be an understatement.
No fun.
Yeah, like really was a really bad year. So like, to come back again like in 22, and I don't know, I think I was pretty under the radar. And to win it after the year before, like that was pretty sick. Also to be second,
understatement.
I was second in 2020 by like less than a minute. To lose a 3-week race by less than a minute is like pretty woeful. Yeah.
Jai, there was a moment in 2020, Stelvio Pass, like with the rain jacket. I saw that video. What happened?
Oh man,
I haven't seen this video.
It's like you've put on a rain jacket like 10 million times.
Yeah. People still pull me up on that. Or when someone, like, even if I'm watching a race and someone can't put the jacket on, the commentators always, I don't know, throw it back to that. It was a bit of a nightmare, you know. We were doing like a full gas effort up Stelvio. We were coming towards the top. I was in the white jersey, so I was using like a sort of rain jacket, but it was from the organization, so it wasn't like the team one. And I thought I was going to be like a bit of a smart ass like before the stage, and I put some like 2 or 3 gels in the right pocket. And I was like, yeah, that was a really smart idea, you know, like really thought I was like a bit of a genius.
Right.
But as we were coming up, like Stelvio, it was super windy at the top. I get the jacket off the Swanure, who was standing on the side of the road, and I put like one arm in. I think it was the left arm maybe, but the right side was completely weighed down by these gels that I put in the morning before. It's pretty grim. Also, if I watch it, it's like, what the hell?
I'll be checking it immediately after this podcast.
Yeah.
It's like one of those ones where you're like, what should I was waiting for you to just ball it up and throw it away.
Actually, halfway down the descent, I did. And then, because I couldn't get the zip done up either, because it went over the top, like, basically full gas. I had no time to do the zip up. So, yeah, anyway, the jacket was just, like, for nothing, if not, like, a bit of a parachute on the whole descent.
Right, yeah.
And then, like, halfway down, I was getting so pissed. I took it off and just, like, threw it into the bushes, but I think someone found it because they took a picture of it and sent it to me. So I was like,
yeah, you couldn't get rid of it.
I was screaming away.
What is do you have any other moments like that kind of like stick out to you, good or bad?
Oh, there's a few. Sometimes you feel like Mr. Bean or something, but no, like after a Grand Tour, you're like a shell, you know, like. Especially like the week after, when you come back home from the race or something, you're like, there you really do some stupid shit, you know, like there you're really not using 100% of your brain anymore.
I want to talk a little bit about last year. It was like a pretty rough season, and then you ended up having to get no surgery, like went to the Red Bull APC. What happened? What went on?
No, I mean, we're really fortunate there also to have the support of the APC, like to go to this facility with, I don't know, state-of-the-art equipment, experts in selected fields. Like we're really fortunate. After the tour, I was not feeling, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling great for a long time, and then I planned with the team to go there to get some checkups done. We did every test under the sun, basically. And, I saw a ENT specialist, like an ear, nose, and throat specialist. And he basically put the big tube with the camera in my nose, and, like, my nose was a bit, like, deviated, like a deviated septum.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've got like a pretty big nose, but it's like quite narrow at the same time. So there's not so much space.
It's just aesthetic.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't functioning great, but aero, yeah.
Cut through the air well, though.
Exactly.
You just couldn't breathe through it.
Yeah. And, he said, like, look, like you've got a bit of a deviated septum. I think if you got this septoplasty, I think the surgery is called, then it should normally help with your breathing, but also to reduce the risk of getting sick. Because last year I was getting sick more or less after every race. And
is that right?
Yeah, really
How
often.
How does it affect illness? I don't,
I mean, I was just like getting a cold or flu like after almost every race, and then you need to take, I don't know how many days off to recover fully, and
almost impossible to do what you're doing, isn't it? With like that, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you you can't ever really be in your top shape because, well, I couldn't because I was just recovering from illness, then going to the race, like in half-fast form, then getting sick again. Then it was like a vicious cycle of just getting smashed. So yeah, in the end, I mean, I also don't know if this will be like a fix-all type thing, but I mean, if it can help a bit, then I think it's also worthwhile. So I did it.
You mentioned the APC and Red Bull came on as the title sponsor of the Bora-hansgrohe team. What's that been like? What's the ownership kind of been like, and the impact on the team?
The buzz was pretty cool, I have to say. Like, I mean, to have such a, I don't know, like a brand as Red Bull coming on, it's really massive. I think not just for the team, but also cycling in general. I think if you have a really big global brand like this, I mean, I think it's also good for the other teams, or just good for cycling in general to boost the exposure. I think cycling in general the last years has really seen like a bit of a boom. It's becoming more popular, I would say. Yeah, you can really feel within the team that there's been a lot of changes, a lot of improvements. Red Bull is really trying to grow the team, and yeah, I have to say, like in general, it's been really cool to be part of that.
What does that look like? Just like curious, because it does feel like even though cycling and road is like this, super prestigious sport, it's a huge sport, but it does feel like it's almost been a little bit disconnected from a lot of the, other cycling disciplines and stuff like that. So what are some of those things that you notice that they kind of brought in?
Yeah, I mean, cycling at the moment is very scientific, very science driven, let's say. It's all about like the numbers and doing everything to the small details. I mean, it's really all about the 1%ers. For example, like you have Red Bull come on board, they really helped the support of the team. They really wanted to grow the team. I don't know, the nutritionist, for example, this is one of the most talk about topics in the sport, and it has to be absolutely like dialed. We're using a map that was developed by the head nutritionist. We have engineers coming on board to test all the equipment, test the bikes, test the tires, test clothing, everything.
All new then, really. These are kind of things you haven't seen before, at least to this depth.
I think there have been teams that have had these departments like pretty well done in the past years, but like our team, for example, we did this, but not at the level we're doing it now, I would say.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of cyclists come on and mention nutrition being this major change. Do you feel like that as well?
100%. If I had to put down one reason why the bunch rides so fast in general these days, would be that.
Why? What did you guys start eating that's so
different? I wondered that. And, like, you don't get to pick what you eat then most of the time, or is it a diet that are you like you're at home now? Are you on a nutritionist's diet now at home? Is it like, or just when you're on training camps? Is it all the time? Do you ever get to eat anything nice?
Yeah, another bowl of cornflakes.
Yeah.
No, it's I would say the camp is very refined. It's very detailed. Maybe at home you can do both. You can really keep it like that, or you can do it a bit more relaxed. But yeah, again, at the race, then it's really detailed, really refined again. I think if you compared it to like 5 years ago, let's say, right? I think probably the majority of teams couldn't really give a shit about the nutrition department.
That's mad. It's
no way.
Recent as 5 years ago. Because you'd think, obviously, that is your fuel. That is almost everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's like having I don't know, you have a an F1 car, but you don't know what petrol to put in, or you don't know how much petrol.
Yeah.
That's a bit like how it is if you don't have the nutrition on point.
For the kind of the people listening, what's the biggest change that they could make?
Probably calculating the nutrition at a race, or on bike fueling. I think this is really key. Probably in the past.
During the stages.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe guys weren't eating like, I don't know, just enough to keep it going, but not like really focusing on the fueling. Whereas now you have, I don't know, Tom, Dick, and Harry all trying to eat 120 grams of carbs an hour. Like, it's like basically having a Peloton, which is like supercharged, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you watch cycling 5 years ago, maybe there were guys, in the Grand Tour, they had a really shit day. The wheels completely fell off and they hit the wall because of the fueling. They probably didn't eat enough.
Yeah, they collapse. Bonk, blow up.
If you watch cycling now, it's not really, you don't really have that happening. You know, everyone is more or less like really good every day.
Hasn't got any easier than to win the Grand Tour, that's for sure.
It never gets easier. You just go faster.
Yeah.
You kind of like, we're talking around the team, and you just re-signed. You've talked about it being like kind of a second family. What is the team kind of mentally? What role does that play?
Yeah, I mean, I feel really good in the team. Like, I don't know. For me, it's like a second family. Like, when you go to a race, when you go to a training camp, it's really nice to see everyone, you know? It's like, you're 100% guaranteed, like, to be around good people, and you know it's going to be an enjoyable time. It's not like, old mates here, or that guy, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really, like, when you go to an event, like, I don't know, I feel like really comfortable around the people that I'm working with. The passion within the team is like 110%.
I feel like the better I got at racing, the more that was one of the key elements. Like, I think I underestimated that at like the beginning of my career. I was like, oh, I need a good bike, like I need to train, I need to like practice or whatever. But like the good team environment was so key. Is that kind of what you felt too? Like, having a team like this, it's like super eye-opening.
No, really. I think if you're happy off the bike, then you're going to ride much better on it.
And I imagine all the Grand Tour teams, or you've probably been on teams, they're not always harmonious, right? You go, yeah. Well,
it wasn't, not for me. I agree.
Exactly,
totally.
I agree. There's always someone, like you said, old mate, like, yeah, stop, just stop talking. I don't know, but then, yeah, it's crucial, isn't it, that everyone's working together, especially on the road. And we come from downhill, which is a single discipline. It was difficult, but kind of in your roles, you've got to work together. There's no option, is there?
For sure, yeah. I think if everyone is working for the same thing, and, you know, like, there's harmony in the group, then it's always going to be better, you know.
And I guess you've got to be able to trust the riders you're with, right? I mean, do riders sometimes have their own objectives and keep it to themselves? Does that go on a bit, hidden agendas? Or, you know, like you said, 3 of you on the start, all like leaders of the going for a Grand Tour win? Or do you trust those guys, or can it be a little bit like,
Yeah. I think you can always expect that. In the end, it's professional sport, and yeah, everyone has got their own life to live and has their own goals and ambitions. So I think it's also a normal way.
Do you see people go against team direction sometimes then? Like, they're told not to do it and they will go for that stage win anyway. Does that ever happen?
I've never been in a team where that's happened, but for sure it does, yeah.
Does it? Imagine someone in the car screaming, "You're slow down, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it can get really heated. Also, like, in the race, in the moment, you can also get carried away completely, you know. But yeah, in the end, like, it is, like what I said, it is like second family. You spend so much time on the road with these people. Like last year, for example, I saw more of the guys who I did the tour with than I saw my missus, for example.
Yeah.
Like you're really around these people all the time, and
yeah,
I don't know, you really get to understand them on another level.
3 weeks Grand Tour, what you're doing, yeah, it can't really be a weak link. I'd imagine you're a pretty tight unit. Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to be. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be. Yeah, that's right.
Jai, I want to kind of finish off on just like a couple little tactical things coming up at the Giro. Have you, I know they just announced it, but the Red Bull kilometers, like the kind of sprint points or sprint seconds, I guess. How do you think about stuff like that? I mean, I know you're a climber, but is that kind of stuff that you would take into account still?
For sure. I mean, this will be a pretty, is a dramatic change to the race. I think can heavily involve the tactics and influence the race daily for sure. Because in the end, there's 6, 4, and 2 seconds at every bonus, I think. So more or less every day, I think, but 2 or 3 stages, not in the time trials.
The time trials, I think. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it like that, it's like nearly 20 times 6 seconds is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no mathematician, but it's like...
Not me neither, that's why I left it. Yeah.
Nice, Jess. I'm not going to pull you up on that.
Thanks, mate. Let's move on. No, that one's slide by.
But yeah, I mean, if you times 6 by, I don't know, 19 or 18 or however many days there are, then it's quite a lot. Then can for sure influence the race. Normally over a 3-week race, you would generally think it's going to be won by minutes, but I know pretty firsthand you can also lose it by less than a minute.
Are there any stages that you're concentrating on that we should look out for you on?
I mean, it sounds a bit like cliche, let's say, but when you go there to win with the team, then you have to be switched on every day. You have to be ready to race every single day. There's no day where you can not focus or just chill out.
Yeah.
You know you're in for a big 3 weeks then.
You are on for 21 days, man. Simple as that.
Well, Jai, man, it's been so good to have you on. Like, huge good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, for
sure.
Go
win this Giro.
Yeah, man.
Let's go get it.
Definitely Just Ride's new favorite rider. So we're just pulling for you.
Thanks for coming in, Jai. Amazing.
No, thanks very much, guys. Appreciate the yarn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Enjoy your 3 weeks.
Cheers. I'll try.
Rob, what did you think of that?
One thing I really took from it, actually, having never met Jai before and only seen him on Tour de France Unchained, is just how relaxed he is.
Yeah.
For someone who, for 3 weeks in a Grand Tour, rides up some of the mountain stages to go as deep as they do. Yeah, I don't know. I had probably a different perception of a top flight road rider in me. Do you know a little bit?
You know who he reminded me of is Lael Wilcox, who we had on the podcast. I mean, she rode around the world.
It's so casual.
Yeah, right. And these athletes that do, that just do these incredible things. And like Jai, different role this year. But I thought it was interesting. Like, you ask him about kind of the being a domestique and working for somebody else. But he mentioned, they kind of have 3 leaders on the team.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think all the
time.
I mean,
of course,
right.
like Primoz is kind of the guy.
Yeah.
But like, there are 3 people who are at that level. So that was new to me.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it will be sorted out on the road.
I wonder, right?
That's
now,
right.
after we listen to Patrick, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, there's stuff going on here. So
I think, that's right. The strategy doesn't seem as set in concrete as one might have thought before talking to these people. That's right. But yeah, just fascinating, and of course, having a great time in the Giro as we speak.
Yep. Well, if you want to write in some questions, just ride at redbull.com. So send in your questions, send in your comments. We definitely want to hear them. And what else? You're the vlogger now. I'm just going to keep that up.
That's right. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, which I'm now an absolute expert on, please like or subscribe. We love that. If you would just like or subscribe, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, it makes Rob's day.
It does. Just one of the two. Thanks.